welcome to another Saturday live stream, but not really. We are actually going to be doing a premiere, so that's why you might be confused, because I originally had this scheduled as a live stream. But as I was setting up the live stream, Jason is the person who has turned in this set for us to listen to today. It is his second of 2 sets. Well, he actually had 3 because he had one for his beautiful other half. And this third set, I was going through and setting up and realized, oh, these are all like videos, and they're pretty popular videos, I think, just by judging the names of them. I'm looking at them right now. So I thought there is absolutely no way this is going to get by a live stream without getting blocked. So we might as well just do this in the safe way and make sure that we do this the right way. So I'm recording right now. It is a Thursday, and this will be premiered on Saturday at the usual time of the live stream. However, it's going to be a premiere just so we can see if we can get through the blocks, because I'm almost certain when I look at these names that are on this list that it's probably going to be blocked, and we'll see if we can get that changed once we get this uploaded to YouTube, and then probably have to, once it gets copyrighted and blocked, I'll have to submit a redaction or help me copyright whatever, and hopefully they get it done in time so Saturday comes and we are ready to do a premiere. Jason, welcome to your set. I, just by breezing the names, think I understand what this set's about, but the audience doesn't. So those of you that are in the chat, you're in for a surprise. I'm not. And I'll be very interested how this is received. I think, Jason, you said in the last set that we did last Monday that this set was going to be a little bit of a change, and I can certainly say that that is true. Whether that change is accepted well, we're going to find out. I'll say this. I'm happy about it. This might possibly be my favorite set by you, Jason, if it turns out the way I think it's going to turn out just by looking at the names of the songs and the artists. I don't know how much this will actually be good for everybody else, so take that as you will. Let's get into this set. And we have 7 songs. That is right, people. 7 songs. The perfect number. That makes me wonder if we have 7 songs and we have 7 people in the premiere, which is kind of like a typical Saturday these days, sadly. That'll be the perfect number. We'll have 7-7. Can we get another 7? I don't know. I also thought it was good that we are recording this premiere as a premiere instead of a live stream, because the Ohio State Buckeye game, I'm pretty sure, starts at noon on Saturday, and this would probably go up until almost noon, but now I won't have to worry about that regardless. I will be watching the game at noon when it starts, and I think we have a tough game ahead of us. I am predicting a possible loss for today. But you guys don't care about that, right? For all you lovers of college football, you care a little bit, but you definitely don't care unless you're an OSU fan about the Ohio State Buckeyes, unless you're me. Especially Cucumber. I'm sure Cucumber is probably like, oh, Texas. Okay, let's get into what he has for us. He says, after my last set list, I decided it was time for me to just say fuck it and do some of my favorite 80s hits, because I'm in an 80s mood. And that's why I said I knew I would like it. I don't know how much everybody else is going to like it, because 80s music, unless you grew up in the 80s, for some odd reason, is just not as accepted as I think it should be. And I've said, though not the greatest decade of music, it was the last decade of good music overall. I've said this before many, many times on this channel. It's the last decade in which people knew how to play their instruments for the most part. I'm not saying that it wasn't cheesy, because that's how everybody's comeback is. But it's cheesy as hell decade. Yeah, it was cheesy with the hair bands and the ballads. But the amount of hits that came out of the 80s, the Michael Jacksons, the Phil Collins, the Huey Lewis and the News, and the list goes on and on and on. I think there are more hits and more popular, artists from the 80s than any other decade. Other decades had popular artists, but not nearly the amount. I'm sure there's people going to check me on this, but not near the amount of famous artists that there was in the 80s. There are so many artists that not only had one hit or two, but had multiple hits. Richard Marx, holy crap. I mean, I could just go down the line. Prince, which I guess Prince is not just 80s. And I would say that after the 80s, yes, the 90s had great music. Some. But it was also the start of the downfall. The grunge music, as I've said, or grunge movement, was great, and there were some great songs. Nirvana wrote some great songs, but it was also the beginning of the end, where it introduced that the lay person who didn't know anything about music could somehow pull off writing a song that was G, D, C, A, G. And that was the kind of chords that they would use, and then it became bar chords. And then you had all this slew of people that were like, oh, I can play guitar, I'm a guitarist. Okay, let's see how you can play. Oh, I can play this A bar chord and this G bar chord and this D chord. That doesn't make you a guitarist just because you can play 4 chords in a row. And that's basically what Nirvana was. Nirvana, I mean, Rape Me, and what was the other one? It's Rape Me, and there was another song that was the exact same bar chords, just in a different order. Teen Spirit was another one. So, yes, good songs in the 90s for sure, but as a decade, it was just not nearly as good as the decades before it. Didn't have nearly as many hits, and it just started this downhill roller coaster of repetition over and over, less creativity, and just what we have today, which is people not even really writing their own music, just AI and robots and programs on stuff that you don't even have to know music theory. You just type in A chord and you listen to it and go, oh, that fits with B chord, and I like that, and it turns into something that somehow is repeatable. Granted, I'm overgeneralizing, but I think the general idea is true. So, I know I went off on a tangent there, but we'll get back to what Jason says. I love the 80s. Cheesy, yes. Beautiful, yes. People knew how to play their instruments and sing, yes. Okay, after thinking about it, I decided to theme this around the female rockers and pop stars of that time who I felt stood out, but might have been missed by those in our streams or are just amazing singers. Interesting. This might hit differently too, because as we've said, we've had people in the stream, girls, who seem to have a hard time with girl singers every once in a while, although JBB's gone. Kelly sometimes makes it, but those other people, I think Ashley's okay, but she doesn't come to the streams anymore either, is okay with female singers. But a lot of female singers don't like female singers in our channel specifically, so that'll be interesting. While some might be pretty obvious, I think some might have gone under the radar or have a song that wasn't as well known that I like. I know that we have issues when it comes to music videos of songs like these and others, but as they are as iconic as the songs, I would like to ask they remain unfiltered, and if it takes the stream down, I apologize. Well, we're not taking that chance because I can almost guarantee you, Jason, it's going to take the stream down. So I'm just recording it now so we can avoid that, hopefully. Also, I know this is a 7-song set list, but I made sure that the total length of all the songs only came to around half an hour or so. Cap can have time to talk before and after about football. He didn't say football, but he knew that was what I was going to talk about. Also, before you guys ask, yes, I dance and sing to these songs, and no, I'm not embarrassed to do it in front of others. I think you should have a video that you send in showing us you doing that. Ivy, can you just call me secretly or send it to me secretly, Ivy, and say, hey, this is Jason dancing and singing to 80s music. So without further ado, let's check out the ladies of the 80s. I like the little rhyme scheme. I'm gonna guess, even though, as I've told you, I don't know song titles very well. Some of these song titles I don't know, but I am almost positive that I know these songs in some way, shape, or form. First up is Miss Sheena Easton, who I'm pretty sure got her start or was kind of made popular more. She was popular before, but I think was made popular more by Prince because she played drums with Prince, right? Or she plays drums, I'm pretty sure. This is Strut. Now again, I don't know the title of this song, but I'm almost positive I probably know this song. Well, the song I knew her for more was a song called 9 to 5, which is Morning Train. No, not the Dolly Parton one. Working 9 to 5. Not that one. This song stood out to me during one of my 80s moods when I tried to find more songs during those years that I may have missed. I noticed it was a song that talked about something, at least to my knowledge, that I don't think many songs during that time explored, which was how men tend to look at women only as sexual objects and how women might not like that. So this is Strut. And we know Jason is really a big boy when it comes to lyrics, so I'll try to pay attention to the lyrics a little bit, because 80s music also, in general, because it was more poppy and ballady, wasn't known for its technical ability. And I've always said the less technical kind of stuff you have in a song, the more you can concentrate on the lyrics. So I'll try to concentrate a little bit on the lyrics, probably because I know the song as well. First up, Sheena Easton, Strut. Let's go. I love the electronic sound of the 80s. Yeah, I do know this song. They even have horns. Who would have thought? Da-da-da-da-da. Well, I'm sorry, Sheena baby, but you can't get mad at guys for thinking of girls as sex objects and you wear that. I'm not blaming women for them being sex objects, but it certainly doesn't help when you wear what you're wearing in this video and you're showing your side boob right now. I do remember this song. Look at those earrings. I will admit that the fashion of the 80s was pretty bad. I don't know if you can get worse than the 70s, though. The 70s was the worst freaking fashion of all time. But the big hair, big earrings, sequins, hyper colors of the 80s is pretty bad. The tube socks. I wonder what caused that. Oh no. I love that drummer in the background. He's like... What you taking me for? Strut what? Cut it out? So on a scale of 1 to 10, Jason, did you get a half chubby for Sheena Easton when you were listening to 80s music? I remember when I was a kid, Gloria Estefan, is that how you say her name? I loved her as a kid. When I look back on it, I don't know why. There was much whatever than her, but I just loved her. Oh, nice. Way to swing those stringed instruments. Definitely hear the electronic sound of the 80s is just... I think I saw a video recently, I think it was on, well, I guess it's called X now, or Twitter. Maybe it was on Reddit. Sheena Easton was in a mall and somebody recognized her and she was recording it. I might try to find that and put that in this, at the end of this, and see if I can put it in there. Because she looks quite different than she does in here, of course, because this is quite a long time ago. Oh, I hear the fade out, which is very famous in the 80s. The fade out is probably used more in the 80s than any other genre ever. All right. So this would be quite interesting as well to rate these songs, because they're all probably going to be pretty much in the same vein. They're all going to sound like this for sure. Well, I would even say within the ballad range and pop range of the 80s, there were some quite very distinct songs. They didn't all sound like one song, which is very kind of a part of certain genres and certain eras where every song sounds like every song with just a few different change-ups. The 80s, though, the genre of pop and ballad sounds pretty similar and every song kind of sounds like this. There are some memorable differences and very specific differences that kind of distinguish one song from another quite well when I think of all the Rolodex of 80s songs in my head. But we'll see how I like these, the ones that you've picked, and since it's all female singers, it'll be interesting. All right, next song is Laura Branigan. I know the name, and the song is called Self-Control. Once again, I don't really know the song by that title, but I'm sure I know this song. I found this song when I worked at Five Guys and was doing the end of night dishes, feeling as I often did in an 80s mood because the energy of those songs made the job go by faster. That is true, Jason, about the 80s kind of vibe is, though cheesy, everything tends to be very upbeat, at least 120 beats per minute or more, unless it's a slow ballad, which is like usually romantic and lovey-dovey like Richard Marx, and Peter Cetera. He says, feeling as, I've already read that, because the energy of those songs made the job go by faster and myself as well as I sang and scrubbed. When I saw the music video for this song, it reminded me how unique the music videos were back then and how 80s music really could just be about anything. Yeah, true. Fine Young Cannibals, another hit band. I love the heavy bass notes at certain sections, and I'm sure you'll enjoy them as well. And yeah, I was about to say that about that last video, is like the 80s was also the era of music videos, the MTV music videos, and when people actually put time into them. Like I remember Sledgehammer, that song was so just fascinating to watch, the video itself just as much as the song was good. Yeah, so here we go with Laura Branigan and Self-Control. Whoa, it's a scary doll. I love that there's a guy with his hand on the wall. What kind of sense does that make? Who sleeps like that? But she's got her legs open like a... Oh, I do know this song. Oh, nice little change in color there. Videos of the 80s. I don't remember this video though, as much as I don't remember the last video. I never was one to watch videos a lot, but I know these songs for sure. I think the 80s also, maybe just because it's me, is a decade of music where when I sing it, I sing words that were definitely not a part of what they actually sang, but sound similar. It's like what they sang, what I heard, be a great trend post. Self-control. So now I hear, I live among the creatures of the night. Look at that guy dancing. Love 80s dancing. 80s dancing, it was very modernish kind of dancing. Like a mixture of ballet and jazzercise. And then you had, like, of course, like the pop and lock of the hip hop. Yep, there's ballet, so you got some ballet going on and some ballet erotica going on. Reminds me of that scene in Interview with a Vampire when they're doing the show in front of the audience and they're vampires, and the girl in the show is actually real. It's got this kind of vibe to it, and they freaking all feast on her. Like that death erotica kind of feel. I wonder if Madonna's gonna pop up in here because there's another artist. I'm gonna be interested. I made a pretty big statement at the beginning of this. How many of these, I'm guessing Scott K is gonna disagree, be like, no, but you're wrong, Scott. 80's has more popular artists and just a sheer number of popular artists that wrote not just one. We're not talking about one-hit wonders or two ballad wonders like Extreme was at that time. That was early 90s too. But several hit songs that are memorable today as we're listening to this. Although I can't think of another. This is like very. I had a friend who will name nameless in Colorado when I lived there, who I just saw a couple weeks ago. Ow, this video's getting a little. Which Madonna videos were always notorious for that. But my friend in Colorado said that the people who do like the swinging / dominatrix / whatever tend to be like white middle to upper class conservatives. And I'm like, I think that's not far off. Take my self-control. It's like they got this weird streak and they tend to be political. That's a weird ending. The doll was, remember, at the beginning, and now the doll's at the end. Okay, so between the two songs that we've heard so far, I think I'm going to put this one first. So, Self-Control number 1 by Laura Branigan, and Sheena Easton Strut will go to number 2 for me. Up next, Annie Lennox, No More I Love Yous, of your, how do you say this? The Eurythmics, that's what it is, right? Fame. Annie Lennox, I just remember, is this the famous song? It's like, I sang this in like a karaoke in 9th grade, and I remember, weren't they famous for another song? Annie Lennox too? Maybe I'm mixing them up. Annie Lennox later on would make songs on her own, including this song, of which the music video tended to shock most people, as you will hopefully see should the stream not get taken down or this premiere. It's a song that I think some people may know of, but didn't know who sang it, as it did become popular. But Annie Lennox's name was more known in Europe at the time versus the U.S., who only knew of her group, the Eurythmics, is how you say it. I'm pretty sure this is not. What is the song that is famous that I think she's the one who sings? She had that white hair, the spiky hair. Wasn't that her? Wasn't that Annie Lennox, or is that someone else? I think I'm mixing it up. So, No More I Love Yous. Don't know it again by the title. So far we're 3 for 3 of me not knowing the song by the titles. That says something right there, but I definitely know the songs, so I'm sure I'll know this one as well. Let's see what you guys think of this one. Doesn't sound familiar right away. Okay, we got more ballerinas in the freaking video. Yep, do know this song. And what made this video shocking, I wonder? Yeah, it is her. It's the same. I can tell by that mouth. What's that song? It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
I used to be warm gone, and so restless nights. My aching heart would bleed for you to see. Oh, but now I don't find myself bouncing up, whistling, but no chance to make me cry. No more I love you. The language is leaving me. No more I love you. Changes are shifting.
Alright, I was trying to make a
outside.
thumbnail. It's weird. I know that, but I don't remember the rest of the song, like the verse.
I used to have demons in my room at night.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this video because you said it was shocking, but so far I'm like, what's shocking about this video? It's just dudes and ballerina. Not shocking at all. Especially when you had like Madonna wearing those cones like a virgin on a bed and she's getting banged on a bed. That guy was like,
No more I love you. The language is leaving me. No more I love you. The language is leaving me in silence. No more I love you.
I would say definitely out of the three songs, I
Changes are
know the chorus of this one the most recognizable, but not the rest of the song. Like this part, I'm like, I have no clue. All I remember is that. I love how all the songs you picked so far, Jason, have some sort of sexual, very sexually pointed message or focus. What's it say about you, Jason?
Changes are shifting outside.
There it is.
Outside.
Yeah, I totally remember that, obviously, but I do not remember any of the verse. But I would say as a song, out of the three so far, this is my least favorite. Other than the catchy obviousness, it's not that good of a song, I don't think. Again, sorry Jason, I have not really been paying attention to the lyrics like I said I was going
Changes are shifting outside the world.
to. Changes are shifting outside the world. And I would say, though, it would be tough for you to pick a song in the 80s that didn't have a high sexual focus. I mean, the 80s were the HIV epidemic. Okay, so that finishes up that one. As I said, I think right now it's going to be the Laura Branigan Self-Control and then Strut by Sheena Easton. So we got 2, 1, 3. 2, 1, 3. But damn it, what is the song that she is known for, the Eurythmics are known for? Dun 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 to say you. Dun 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 dun. Oh, what is that? What are those freaking words? You guys, I'm sure in the chat will say it because it's just, you heard me sing the melody. I'm pretty sure she's wearing, has like white spiky hair, like very bleached hair in that. And it's probably the most famous Eurythmic songs, but I just cannot for the life of me think about what the hell the lyrics are or the name of the song. But I know it. Okay, let's get to the next one, which is Pat Benatar. We all know Pat Benatar. She was like if I remember correctly, she had like a very unique mouth. And she always wore like extra, not foundation, rosé on her, right here on her cheeks. That's what I remember about Pat Benatar. Let's see if in this video she's doing the same thing. So Pat Benatar with Shadows of the Night. I think I even recognize that title, but not very well. While not as well known as her song Love is a Battlefield. Yep. Shadows of the Night was another of her greatest hits that I have enjoyed and actually enjoy more. The music video is also a pretty cool one as it stars her as a factory woman during World War II, making bullets and daydreaming of herself as one of the fighter pilots who would undertake dangerous missions to take out the Nazis. So, 1 second. That would be... Okay, sorry. The dogs just went crazy because someone came to the house. Let's get into this. This is Pat Benatar's Shadows of the Night, number 4. We're only on number 4. World War II. Yep. She has a very defined cheekbone line. Oh, she's not wearing the... Well, she kind of is. Da-da. You know what? I don't remember this video. I know the song, obviously, but this video is very... Cold world, it's a cold world. I know, Jason, you didn't intend this, but I'm gonna, at the end of all these, since we're doing women, Judge Reinhold, is that how you say his name? He was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What else was he in? Is this from a movie? Did you say that it was from a movie? Shadows of the Night. You don't... It just says that she's in... Who is that actor, too? I know that actor. I love the cuts from the actual flying to the obvious. I'm on the ground filming this. What else was Judge Reinhold in? Wait, am I mixing up the name? Judge Reinhold. Who's the one that was in Breakfast Club? Is that Judge Reinhold? No, that was some... Good song. This might be my number 1. I think this might be my number 1. Ooh, you gotta like pinch harmonics in the guitar. Shadows of And I'm for sure going to judge who I think is also the cutest, hottest of these girls in the 80s that you have picked out for us. Who is that? Oh, somebody's coming. That mouth is unforgettable. Yep. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and love the real fighting footage wrapped in with the video fake. Wonder how much these actors who actually did these videos got paid. Obviously it wasn't the same as what a movie would pay you, because it's a lot shorter. And I wonder how long these videos actually took. Oh, I do remember this last scene where she wakes up. Where is Pat Benatar today? Did she pass away, or how old is she? I wouldn't even know how old she is. Because I don't know how old she is in that. So I will put that as my number 1. So we have number 4, then we have number 2, number 1, and then number 3. 4, 2, 1, 3. 4, 2, 1, 3. 4, 2, 1, 3. See if I can remember that on the next song. Next song is Heart. We all know Heart. The song is Alone. Again, I don't know if this is the one where she talks about taking a guy and having a baby with him on a one-night stand. Is that Heart? Or is that a different person? Pretty sure that was Heart. And I don't know if this is the song. Though Barracuda was the beginning of Heart's popularity, the Wilson sisters eventually switched up their sound in the 80s to the more popular pop rock of the time, and the song Alone would make them a household name. I'm sure many of you had either listened to the song during that time or had your parents play the song during your childhood. Who was it that sang the song about, like, she, like, met up with this dude and she was married and they had sex and then she got a baby and didn't tell him about it? Is that Heart, or is that somebody else? That's the other thing, too, is there's so many freaking popular artists in the 80s that they all just kind of get mixed up in my head with their names. Here we go with Heart, and it is Alone, number 5. Oh, it's not this song. Do you know this song, though? Probably one of the most popular on this list so far. Okay, I gotta try to listen to the lyrics for the first time.
I wonder where you are tonight. No answer on the telephone.
No answer on the telephone. Are you avoiding my call?
And the night goes by so very slow.
Alone.
Oh, I hope that it won't end though. Alone tonight.
Oh, till now. See? I thought she said tonight. How do I get you alone? Okay. I thought she said tonight, but it was till now. I am very interested what the chat is going to be saying about these songs. And I like that about you, Jason. I like that you pick different stuff for us to listen to than the normal. Till now, not tomorrow. Oh. Dude, look at those, like, first generation rolling drums. They're probably rolling. I wonder. Now it chills me to the bone. How do I get you alone? That was obviously not planned because the way he laughed was, oh, I didn't expect you to kiss me on the cheek. Guitar solo. Ooh, did he just do a hammer-on? I'm telling you, man. For all the cheese that is the 80s, they could play their instruments at least. And I'll discuss this in a second after the song is over. Again, I wonder where these sisters are. Are they actually sisters? The Wilson sisters, yeah. So they are sisters. Like, I didn't know if they were just called sisters or if they're actually sisters. So that song for me will probably take number 2. I still like... no. I think I'll take that one first. Yeah, it's the first. So let's do 5, 4, 2, 1, 3. I think I remembered right. 5, 4... Wait, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3. 5, 4, 2, 1, 3. 5, 4, 2, 1, 3. So when I see that, and kind of like reminded me, this one more than the other ones because the two girls are playing guitar. It reminded me of when we went to see John Petrucci with Mike Portnoy and on his solo tour, and both of their wives joined them in the band that they were in, which is that's how they met. So they met, and John Petrucci's wife was the guitar player for that band, and the bass player was Mike Portnoy's. No, wait, I'm sorry. I take that back. Yeah, no, she was a guitar player. They both were guitar players, but Mike Portnoy's wife, Marlene, is a rhythm guitar player, and Raina Petrucci is the lead and rhythm. And I'll tell you what, I can see why Petrucci probably married her, because she can rip on the guitar pretty well. Obviously not like him, but she can rip. And then the bass player is John Myung's wife. What was her name? What was Lisa? I think it's Lisa something. I can't remember the last name. So everybody but the drummer for this girls band are the wives of Dream Theater. So kind of cool that I got to see them, and they were playing their old songs that, what was their name? I can't remember. It starts with an S. Was it Striper? No, not Striper. I can't think of their name. But they got to play and open up for Petrucci's solo album tour, and that was pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of that with this song and Heart, because they're both playing the guitars and had kind of that kind of gothy whatever dress. And the girls in that band were wearing just kind of basic black metal stuff, which is kind of funny. And I would say, ironically, Petrucci and Portnoy's wife's bands were more heavy than they were progressive or anything like Petrucci would write. Kind of funny. Okay, next one. Though Barracuda was the beginning of Heart's pop... Oh, I just read that. Next up is Whitney Houston. I Want to Dance with Somebody. Now, I do know this by the song title. Wanna dance with somebody. And this is probably the most popular song on here. Yes, this is one song I'm sure everyone's heard, but especially because of the upcoming movie of the same name. Oh, really? There's a movie coming out with that? I actually chose a song before that announcement, but didn't have the money to send the set list in until now, so it felt super coincidental after that. I chose it that the movie announcement happened. Also, because of that announcement, YouTube did a purge of its videos of the song that weren't official, so now I only have the redone version to share, which crops the video a bit and inserts some of the other clips that weren't part of the original music video. It's still a fun song to sing and dance to and makes me feel pumped up and ready to have fun, even to this day where I listen to more prog and heavy metal music. This is definitely getting blocked. I hope we can make it through the blocks. All right, Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Everybody should sing along to this song and should know it. Wow. Let me turn it up. Every time I see her, it's so hard not to put her next to either Bobby Brown or Kevin Costner because of the movie. Wow, look at her hair in this. I totally forgot about her hair like this. I'm already gonna call it right now. She's definitely the most beautiful of all the girls that we've had on the set so far. It's gonna be hard to beat her. She was absolutely gorgeous. Too bad she got so involved in drugs, but that's the life of a rock star or whatever celebrity. Now, what I would be interested in the chat, for those of you, since we're all musically inclined here, there's that modern ballet dance. Is she the queen diva of all pop music? Does Mariah Carey beat her? Technically, who do we think is the better singer? Because I think it comes down to probably her and Mariah Carey, right? Or Celine Dion? But what would you guys say? So in the chat, tell me who you think the queen diva is as far as talent. Just like the best singer. And throw in whoever I only mentioned 3 of them, but kind of stick to the 80s. We're not talking about Mariah Carey in the 80s or 90s. I mean, she's mostly 90s, but. So I guess you can go past. I mean, you could throw in Christina Aguilera in there as like amazing singer. But let's go back at least 20 years. On a love that burns hot enough to last. So when the night falls, my lonely heart calls. You know what? I know the words, but I've never kind of like thought about them because. She was beautiful. Dang. I like the bass line. Ooh, ooh. He's not that good. Yeah, I'm gonna be interested when I actually join the chat. What you guys are gonna say is like, who's the queen diva in your mind is the most. Again, we're just focused on like technical best singer. Out of all these divas, was it Mariah Carey? Was it her? Christina Aguilera? Because, like, I love her, like, her belt, I guess is what you want to call it. And of course, I've never heard any of these people live, so I think that's a factor we're not considering in this judgment because, I mean, ultimately that's going to decide. If you can do this on a recording is one thing, but to pull this off live, quite tough. Damn. I wonder if she apologized after that to the guy and said, sorry, or how many cuts they had to do to get that. Yeah, that hair at the end right there is what she had in Kevin Costner, with Kevin Costner. Aww. Tribute to Whitney Houston. Okay, so I've decided we only have one more song, but she takes the cake for best looking, in my opinion, out of all these women that we have on this set. And probably one of the best, most beautiful women of the 80s. Pop, celebrity, whatever, music. But as far as the song is concerned, I would probably put this first. So I do think you're getting better. And probably, I mean, part of it's because it's more popular of a song, but it's more popular of a song for a reason. Chicken or the egg, you know, kind of thing. So we're going to say 6, 5, 4, right? 6, 5, 4. What was it? 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3. So Annie Lennox's No More I Love Yous is coming in last for this set for me. Be interested what you guys put down on it. Last song on the set, we have Wendy Moten. Don't know that name. Whatever You Imagine. Sadly, the song breaks the original theme of this being an 80s set list, but as I said in the beginning, this is also my effing set list. And it made the length of all the music to be pretty much 30 minutes exactly. Okay. Made famous in the movie The Page Master with Macaulay Culkin, which I never did see that movie. This song is all about the whimsy and power of imagination, which in the movie is important as when they transform him from a live action actor to a cartoon. I have no idea what you're talking about because I've never seen this movie. His imagination takes him to many storied places and helps him get out of the dangerous situations. Despite him being established at first as a very intelligent scaredy cat, Wendy Moten brings lots of emotion to this song, and it's sad that she's one of the many one-hit wonders of the 90s. Okay. Because she sounds pretty good in this. I hope you all enjoyed the set list and that I may have shared a song you weren't aware of from some of the more well-known artists. That'd be interesting. In the chat, before we listen to this last one, out of all the songs, we have 7. I want you to put in the chat as well as your ranking, how many of these songs you knew pre this premiere, this set list. How many of these songs? I'm guessing everyone's going to say 7 out of 7. Although I may not know this song because I have not seen The Page Master. Again, the 90s I wasn't as familiar with. And you broke the rule. This is not 80s. So let's see if I know this song. I'm probably going to know it if it's pop. But 90s and the fact that it was in the movie Page Master, which I never saw, I might not know this song. Here we go. Sounds familiar.
Whatever you imagine can one day come to be.
Yeah, this sounds very much like a princess movie, like an animation princess movie. I don't think I know this song.
Whatever you imagine is where
Was this song only famous because of this movie, or I definitely don't know the song.
You see, that's just what can happen.
Turning it up. That loud.
Look inside your mind. There's no limit to the wonders you can find.
Very good voice. Sounds very much like Magic Carpet Ride or Beauty and the Beast. I definitely don't think it has as catchy of a chorus or hook as the other famous animation movies like this or whatever.
Whatever
100% I don't know this song. So you introduced me, Jason, to a new song. Unfortunately, it's my least favorite, and I don't know if it's because I don't know it. I'm trying to be fair. It's a good kid's song. Let's see if she belts. Done.
Whatever you imagine will come
True. It's one thing about pop music, you always know what the last note's gonna be, even if you don't know the song. True. Ooh, did you hear that low? Nice. That brings us to the end of the set, and I'm going to put that one last. It's a pretty song. It's a kid's song. I'm sure most of you are going to flame me for that. I don't know it, and I still don't think it, with not knowing it, don't think it's the best song on here. I will put that last. So my final count is 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, 7. I think I got those all right. Correct. And that brings us to the end of our set. Jason, I'm very thankful that you did something different and you did something that I like. For me, in the sets that you have done, this has definitely been my favorite set by you, Jason. But I'm also an 80s child and I love 80s music, unlike most people, unless they're born in the 80s or grew up in the 80s like myself. Although I wonder, Michael, you're older than me, so you're probably more of a 70s baby. But Michael, if you listen to this, do you hate 80s music, or were you kind of young enough that it stood out to you like it does to the 80s children? I see you as more of like a 70s person, which is why you pick a lot of 70s music, Genesis and Yes and those people for your music as well. But you also pick stuff from later times, so I wonder, because you also come from a classical background with your dad and everything, that I doubt 80s music would be on your list of things that you like. But it's sappy, it's good, it's romantic, it's nice, it's poppy, it's ballady, it's memorable because of that. But thank you for sharing this. I would be interested what everyone else thinks. They were short and sweet songs. You did make it, this whole thing was probably, I don't know, less than 45 minutes to an hour. I don't know, I talked quite a bit, so we'll see when I hit stop on the record how long it actually was. But nonetheless, that brings us to the end. Jason, nice job, and I hope everyone did get something out of it. I learned a new song by Wendy Moten called Whatever You Imagine from a movie that I never saw called The Pagemaster, and I didn't know Macaulay Culkin was in it. Probably won't watch it, but that's okay. It's nice to know that I didn't know something from the 80s/90s. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and we will see you here on Monday for Sasha's full album review. What album's he gonna pick? You gotta show up. This is the captain saying, peace out.